Hey guys, okay, I'm in the car as you can tell. I just had this moment of clarity about some things, and I just wanted to share my thoughts and what I feel like I'm gathering for myself and figuring out for myself. And like I was telling you guys, I feel like a big part of this channel is gonna be growing. I'm sitting in a parking lot. I'm at Walmart. My partner is doing some shopping for his aunts. Anyways, he's doing some shopping for his family. So basically I was sitting here and I was thinking over some things, and I just wanted to share them with you guys because it came to me, and I'm gonna post this whenever it feels. And I'm holding a black tourmaline, by the way. I literally had this cemented to my hand all day. Someone just told me to pick it up when I left the house early this morning, and I've had it in my hand literally all day. When I didn't have it in my hand, my partner had it in his hand because I told him to hold it, and so he held it for me. But I just want to share that damn y'all. So yeah, like I shared with you guys in a previous video, I've been in this love union, experiencing this union that I'm in currently for 4 months now. I don't want to get into the story of how we met and all that stuff yet, because I feel like I'll talk about that in time. I just want to talk right now about something specific, right? So I'll say this: when we got together, met each other, when we not met each other, but when we first hung out by ourselves for the first time, and the first time we hung out by ourselves for the first time, it was cool. I was, very uncertain about, we were just hanging out, right? But when we officially started hanging out more, and we started kind of getting that vibe, you know what, we had fun today. What you doing tomorrow? Just kind of knowing that we have loose schedules and stuff, schedules that we build ourselves. When we first start hanging out, we start, hanging out, every day. It's I joke with people when we talk about our relationship, and because when we first started hanging out, a couple days into that, we were literally inseparable. So once we started hanging out, we were inseparable. And before I got in the union, I would think to myself all the time, that's what I wanted. I've noticed relationships like that since I was a little kid, and I always wanted something like that because I just thought it was the most adorable thing when two people get together and they're oh my god, inseparable. But not in a way of codependency. So I want to stress that right now, okay? Because that's a part of what I'm going to be talking about. So basically, I know as I got older, I learned what codependency was. I realized when I was experiencing it, and separation anxiety, and things such as anxious, different attachment styles, anxious attachment, all these different attachment styles, right? Just even learning what mines are and stuff like that throughout the years of adulting, dating, whatever, maturing as a person. And so bam, we were we've been inseparable, right? We've had months and months of that inseparable feeling, and we got to a point, I would say fairly recently, where we've the honeymoon phase is, I feel our honeymoon phase will never go anywhere, to be honest. I feel it comes and goes for all couples. I feel most couples can say that, but if you're really in love, right? But so saying that to say, my bad y'all, so distracting out here. I be people watching. I just saw this Asian lady who had long ass hair, the longest hair I think I've ever seen on just a random old lady, down past her, but very long hair. It was very beautiful, little Asian lady. But anyways, we've been inseparable. Honeymoon phase has been in and we're getting more used to each other, the kind of used to each other where we could tell each other hey, I don't like this about you, or hey, what the fuck is this, what is that, And it's actually an interesting process to notice, because it almost feels like siblings sometimes, or like best friends, like when you poke fun at each other, or just like, we know what makes us, we know what makes us sensitive at this point. We know how to press each other's buttons or how not to. So we're in this phase more recently where we can tell each other what's bothering us about each other. So anyways, child, we've been inseparable. We have been able to be like, okay, we're annoying each other. What do we do about it? Right? We spend a lot of time together, day in and day out, at each other's houses, right? And it kind of starts looking like we're living together when we're at each other's houses so much, right? So basically, let me take a breath. Being with him has really made me realize like how not like in my breath, like aligned with my breath I'd be like on, just as a natural thing. You know how people say breathing isn't as natural as like, we say, oh, it's natural to us, but it really isn't. When we're kind of anxious people by nature, or we get riled up or excited about something, sometimes it could change our breathing pattern, stressed out about stuff, right? And I realized that I hold my breath a lot when I'm like anxious, when I'm excited. So I try to make sure that I'm like in touch with my breath all the time. He's so good with that. But anyways, right? We've gotten to a point fairly recently where like we feel like, how can I put it? We know when we're hanging out, like when we're getting to a point where we feel like we want to see each other a little bit less, right? So y'all know in the past, like not in the past, but like in the spiritual community, we talk a lot about like being in separation on the twin flame journey and all that. I do believe in the twin flame journey. What I believe about it is a little different probably than some people, but I feel like we all have like a soul. We have lots of soul mates, right? Soul matches, especially ones that are in a position for us to romantically date and romantically be interested in, because we have soulmates that are family members, friends, animals, children, adults, older people, right? So I feel like we all have soulmates that align to us on a spectrum, right? And the ones that are like, we all change, right? Our soul, our energetic like makeup, it's constantly changing. So I feel like the vibration that our home or root vibration, like who we are at our core, while it's constant, like there's parts of it that changes due to the life experiences that we're living, right? So for me, a twin flame is somebody who is a part of your soul tribe. Like they are a soulmate, but the one that is the closest to you. Because I feel like all our soulmates are just soul fragments in a sense, right? So I feel like it's a person who, it can change depending on how you're willing to grow or not grow as a person. So I do firmly believe that like when we find that person that we believe to be like our match at the time. Okay, I'm gonna finish this later because baby just got back to the car. So okay, so yeah, I'm back. Sorry about that. But like I was saying, we're just really learning how to get along and like be friends to one another, and just treat each other kindly and like well, like when there's disagreements or things that aren't understood in the moment. It's really nice. It's really beautiful. Like the experience just keeps unfolding, and even when there's challenges, like getting over it is usually a very pleasant and like rewarding experience. So it takes work. If this is something you want, it's gonna take a little bit of effort, a little bit of work, stepping outside your comfort zone. So yeah, that's just that. Learning how to like work, they call it parallel play nowadays, but just like be able to be in the same environment, work and be productive, get work done, support each other and not hinder each other, stuff like that. But yeah, he's back, so see you guys later. Okay, just to come back on for a little blooper, because I know I rushed the end of that last video, and it's not that I don't want to And baby said it too. He like, sorry if I made you rush. I'm like, nah, you didn't. It's not that I don't like recording while he's around, but I just rather do it when I'm by myself. It allows me to like have my thoughts be alone. Let me open this door. It's too hot. Ignore our junk back there. I don't know what we got back there, but it's probably some junk. Ignore it, okay? But I just want to say, like, any relationship, especially a romantic one, a relationship that two people are choosing to have, or most people are choosing to have together, it constantly requires like constant checking up to see if you guys are still aligned, and if not, how do you get aligned? If you want to be aligned, if you don't want to be aligned, or need space from each other or whatever, how is that gonna look? How far will we take it? Stuff like that. So that's what we've gone through in these past few months, you know what I'm saying? And we're still going through that and experiencing that, and that's the kind of thing that never ends in relationships. And I feel like because some generations have been so far removed from like countless examples of real love and like true partnership and friendship, like sometimes we get a little confused, but it's really important that we just kind of key in on literally our desires and our will, right? Our desire will tell us what we want, and our will let us know what we are willing to do, how far we're willing to work, and how hard we're willing to work to get something and maintain it. So it took me a while to even want to share my relationship or who it is or what, just things about it. He used to get on social media every once in a while, and he don't even post or do anything on there for real, because we both just want to protect it. But I'm saying that to say, like, it's not that we feel like it can be threatened, because it can't. But what I'm saying is like, we've learned how to protect our little love and our little our connection, because it's our seed to water. I was thinking the other day, when I've seen all my examples or had conversation with women who I feel like, know what the experience is like. Usually, you don't know too much about people's really healthy relationships. Let me just leave you guys with that. Okay. So it's just giving you guys the background on what this is like in case you need it. An example. Following God's instructions. So with that being said, here's baby. He just got in the car, so I'm gonna leave y'all with that. Not rushed, okay, but in love and in intention. So I'll see y'all later. We're going to a pool party. I'll probably get some video there, okay, for the Patreon family, and so that it's not always talks and serious and reads. I love you guys. Bye.